So Rafael, it's lovely to have you here with us. I'm just wondering if you can tell us a little bit about your whole experience. You've had 2 synodal assemblies. Can you say something about your experience of it all?
Yeah, nice to be here. I think the most rich experience is to find that the church is really a global church, and that means also to have a complexity because of the diversity of cultures, and that means pastoral options in each continent are different. That experience shaped the assembly last year and this year, because maybe in Latin America we need one, for example, type of ministry, but in Asia they would need another type of ministry. So I think now comes a phase of decentralization, going back to the continents and do a discernment in the local churches.
That's wonderful. And I'm just wondering about your whole experience inside this time. Has there been any standout moments for you that will stay with you from this experience?
Yes, the interaction with others when you don't know the reality that they're living, socially, politically, economically, and they have to discern an ecclesial topic, and that changes many of the things, the perspective, the decisions. And that's something that sometimes we don't take into account because we go directly to the ecclesial topics. And this is an experience that we had here, all of us trying to know that the world has right now a lot of situations where the church is living, and we cannot separate that discernment from the discernment that the church is doing for herself.
And I'm really conscious that next year we're moving into a Jubilee year of hope. Are you hopeful for what might come out of this Synodal Assembly, the whole Synod, this 16th General Assembly?
Yes, I'm first hopeful that the Jubilee will not eat up the Synod on Synodality, that in the opposite, it will be something that will strengthen and will motivate us. I have hope, even though all the complexities that we may have been living in these 3 years of the Synodal process, because it's the first time the church gathers the whole church in every part, and that has never been experienced, not even in the Second Vatican Council. So I do have hope that this is a transformative experience. It will take time, but it started, and it will not have a returning point.
Do you think there'll be any practical outcomes for people that I feel that are in the parishes? This document that we're going to hear about started at grassroots level. It went through so many different stages. Do you think there'll be practical things for people in parishes to be able to do?
Yes, and I have to say with honesty that it will depend, and this is important, that bishops and priests take seriously what comes out of the Synod, because as we all know, I am a lay person, and we sometimes want to do things, but then the bishop or the priest in my parish does not motivate or does not embrace what we're living. So I think the first thing is this conversion towards synodality, as we have prayed here in the assembly, to make it possible. And then how can I do, for example, in my pastoral council, which exists in many parishes, but how can I do to work there synodally? That means deciding all together and not deciding some people and then the priest take the decisions. No? So that's a challenge, how to work synodally in the structures we have right now.
As you know, we're also on an Irish synodal pathway. Have you any advice for us as we begin to progress our pathway?
That's one of the most richness of this process, that each local church has to do a synodal path, and I admire Ireland because it's doing it. So I would just imagine that how to connect both processes, no? What we're living in the global church and what local churches are doing right now. But the most effective way to implement synodality, this synod, is through synods in the local churches and synodal paths in the local churches. That's the way.